there we go. Welcome back again. Sorry, still slightly delayed start from earlier. Both a bit busy doing stuff. But yeah, welcome to part 37, Kerbal Space Program Science Mode. Obviously, like, the last part was recorded a couple of hours ago, so yeah, we basically did like tried testing how feasible it would be to refuel the Moho lander that's currently in orbit around Moho, and it turned out it wasn't particularly feasible. So we're gonna have to send another one, and hopefully not screw it up this time. And I guess we'll still be able to use the first one as like something to crash into Moho service for the purposes of getting seismic data, so it won't be a total loss. But yeah, it's basically a very, very stupid mistake on my part, staging the fuel when I did. But anyway, we shall resume saved and continue on. But yes, I was going to do the Dres lander thing, and then all of the Dres stuff should be a good while away after that point, which will give us time, because I think if we look at our if we look at these, yeah, Dres lander, and then the next thing is Kerbal into Moho transfer window, so it'll be worth getting stuff ready for that. So yeah, so actually again we don't need to bother using drag station, we can just jump straight to the ship here. And we go to in-flight mode. Right, this is on the nuclear engine, so 2-minute 50-second burn in 12 days. We can very slowly rotate ourselves. So this is the lander which I haven't screwed up by accidentally staging too early. And again, I think we should have enough delta V to get this mostly into orbit around Dres. Anyway, we should have hopefully most of the fuel in this section left. So hopefully we should have no problems. But yes, so we get rid of this because this is what we're currently working on. But yeah, so we're facing where we want to face. We've got a 3-minute burn in 12 days time. Might as well time warp straight to it. And actually we'll cancel warp at the second, because I just want to do the thing where I double check that we're going to be doing what we actually want to do, which is, that's quite a high, yeah, it's a very, very high intercept on Dres there. Wonder if we can modify that slightly. Oh wow. Okay, we don't necessarily want to come in that close, because it'll take a while for us to so the question is, which way do we probably want to come in about 100,000, I think, 100 kilometers, and then again hopefully we are coming in this way, so hopefully we yeah, we end up rotating counterclockwise, so that's cool. So yeah, we point where we want to point. We'll time warp again. You know, 500 meters per second delta V change here, so Hopefully it shouldn't be too difficult. Again, it's the nuclear engines taking time to get to full power is the thing. We can probably speed through this a bit. Someone's in trouble. That's 30 seconds. Switch to the map view so we can hopefully see the there it is. Again, we just that'll do. Perhaps it's 102 kilometers, that'll be fine. And we have to add in our capture burn, which will hopefully not take too long. Okay, 7-minute burn, that's again, this just goes as far as we need to capture, rather than worrying too much about doing the entire circularization in a single go. Okay, that's still a 6-minute burn to capture, but that's fine. Again, we should have plenty of leeway for reducing the periapsis whilst we're doing that. Again, still doing it in the space of a single stage as well. You know, loads of fuel left in this thing. So we shall add that maneuver. 346 days. Which is going to be, yeah, a few hours before the ComSat arrives. So that should be fine. But then we have a few other things happening first. So we do have Kerbal to Moho transfer window, which is our next one. Which again, we want to send another lander, and I'm thinking we send some more fuel as well for the main ship. Would be the plan. But yeah, this is going hopefully where we want it to go. Again, a 6-minute burn. So it's basically a 7-minute burn for capturing. Shouldn't be too bad. So if we head back to the, actually, I guess the map screen, we can probably just switch between various other things. Focus view on Duna, because I'm pretty sure Duna has a lab ready to transmit. Let's switch to 495. Again, it's like transmit what we have. Cool, 495 science. Let's add the next science lab. Actually, well, before we do that, we do want to 638, so there's probably enough room for some more data. View stored data. Again, that's too much. That's too much. That's too much. That's too much. So anything above 600 is too much. 480. So yeah, 240. So anything above 240 is too much. 210 might have been. The 95 is too much. And over there we have anything below 95. Cool. So hopefully that should keep everything topped up in terms of science generation. So should be another 30 days for that. These things produce so much science. It's ridiculous. Cool, right. So I think the Moho ship may also be ready to transmit as well. Let's focus you on Moho. Switch to the Icarus. 495 again. I might as well transmit that. And we're at 495 out. We're at 650 out of 750 data. So if we do have any more, which we might do, I think. We do have still. We got 16 data still in there. Cool. Another 495 science. Don't mind if I do. Let's review the stored data in here. Wow, that's a lot of. There's mag. That's a lot of science. We'll keep that. Anything worth more? 781, 702. Add that in. So that's too much. 744, that'll do. Too much. Crew board's already been in the lab. That's too much. Yeah, I think most of this is too much now. That's fine. We're at 744 data now, aren't we? So that's nearly full. Add science lab. Another 30 days. So basically producing like about 1,000 science every 30 days now. So like in like the 100 days, I probably expect to like get 3 rounds of it in. Let's switch to, I think, Kerbal. Focus view on Kerbal. And I believe it's the moon is the one that might have produced enough science so far. I might be wrong. So I think the Mimbus one is taking ages because there's not a lot of data in there. Like we could definitely get a lot more data in that. I'm thinking we could even reuse the let's close this. I'm thinking we could even reuse the Yeah, 497. Yeah, so we could even reuse the the biome hopping. I think it's called the Bean. I think that's still in orbit, and I think that has a probe core on it. So I think we could probably refuel that and reuse it at some point. Cool, that's transmission done. I don't think we have any more data to put in there at the moment, so we will just leave that, and this will be accruing quite slowly because there's not a lot of data in there. So this will be more like, yeah, 106 days. Yep. So that's those. When is the Intrepid's science lab? Because that's presumably producing some science at the moment. Oh yeah, it's got 500 science in it. Let's transfer through. Let's transmit that science. Just got to accumulate as much science as possible. And again, at some point we unlock the even better lab, which I think it takes like more scientists and produces even more science, which will be somewhat ridiculous. I mean, you can see why, like, if you had the base game, like, we'd probably have unlocked the tech tree by now. We haven't even got back from Juna yet. Like, because you get more, well, actually, you don't get more science. You get less. You get less science value out of the actually returning the data, but you get it in one. Like, you get it like pretty swiftly. That's that. Let's add a. Actually, before we do that, let's see if there's any. Right, how much space have we got in here? There is. Yeah, there's not a lot of data in there, and I'm assuming we don't have that much. Yeah, we don't have any data to actually put in it. That is fine. Can't remember if we did do data around the sun. I guess we can do a crew report here and see if it'll. Yeah, it can go in the you can go in the science lab. Could do science. So yeah, why not? So let's reset that. Let's do the. Turn that off for a second. Let's hit 5. So do 140, 152, 182, 204, 222, 290, 328, 343. Let's reset the let's clean the experiments. Cool. Let's have Tatiana pop outside for a second and do an EVA report. Keep board. Review data. Pop that in the lab. So we've got 300 data in there right now, rather than just the a small amount of data. So we can add the science lab alarm. Cool. So we're going to go through at least one cycle of this slot transmitting science. So I think we'll do one launch. So we'll do like a launch. We'll do a launch. We'll go around these again, these two, do the launch, probably go around these two again, and then this one, and then we're looking at like actually going to Moho. Cool. So rid of that. We will go back to the SPAS center, and I guess we can probably launch the we could probably launch like the second in like thing of the actually we could probably modify the design slightly so that they're I'm wondering if we can modify the design a bit so that it's not as so we don't risk those radiator panels when we stage the external fuel tanks. So I'm thinking maybe that might be an idea before we launch it. So if we can open the Moho lander again, like so. Wait like a few minutes for it to get all the parts together. 500 part behemoth. Right, so we have this thing here, and oh no, the radiators are there, so I'm not sure why they were damaged when we I think it was probably something to do with the I think it was probably something to do with the fact that these staged before yeah, so we have action groups. So the default, which is like this stuff, then transfer stage is those, and then the landers. Okay, so make sure we've got everything. So let's look at the cargo to make sure we've got everything we need in the cargo. We're not taking any Kerbals with us, so we need to make sure we don't have any crew in. But we have the cargo we need, I think. We haven't unlocked anything new science experiment wise, cargo wise, have we? I don't think so. Right here, so I think yeah, so I think the main problem was I wonder if it was, I don't know what it, like whether it was something to do with yeah, I'm not sure. Because these just got broken completely. What is yeah, T2 is not great. Okay, alright. So I reckon we can try launching this again, and then yeah. So I'm trying to figure out why this would have it might be that these are too close, maybe. And so like when it detaches, like yeah, that might be it. Maybe we can position these so they're not so close to the oh, yeah, well, we want to make sure that's going to screw everything up, isn't it? Like so. Check what Kerbal Engineer Redux thinks. Stage 0, stage 3 has stage 5 seems stage 2 has stage 5 and 4 are both Yeah, okay, well, I think that should be fine. Cool, let's save what we have, and I mean, even though these broke off, they were like, we didn't actually need them in the end. So it should be fine. Right. Okay, so let's try launching this thing again. So we save it, we leave, and we'll launch it during the day. Which it is during the day, so we can just launch. Moho lander. We don't want anyone in it. We're launching it. Okay, let's try this again. So, launch the vessel. Wait a few minutes for the thing to load in. The 500-part behemoth. And then hope we don't screw it up again. Again, this is the only thing like we'll hopefully be needing to well, so it'll be this, and well, there'll be 3 things. So because we're going to send fuel as well, just to make sure we have I think the plan will be like to send like basically like replacement fuel tanks. Okay, right. So, oof. So I'm pretty sure the staging is fine. So this on, this to maximum, and now let's turn on vessel, just so I get an idea of its TWR. So that the maximum is 1.39, which is kind of what we want. So let's go for another launch. Pointing prograde, damn it. Cool. Let's push our bubble axis up to where we want it to be. As far away from us as we can. Right. Do the old maneuver planner, circularize, and next step after this create node. Start burn in 23 seconds. And the ability to do the circularization really quickly is something of a bonus. Three, two, one, and start burning. Well. Yeah, 102 to 97, that's fine. That'll do. We should be on default, so if we hit 0, this should deploy these. Which will hopefully keep us in communication with this thing when the time comes. What is our... Not too far off. We can do a match planes of target. There's plenty of time to slowly rotate ourselves towards node. And then we'll consider we'll do the science, then we'll design and launch basically the fuel truck, basically, which will just be to ship a whole load of fuel to a whole load of liquid fuel to the yeah, to be docked. So the idea, I think, what we'll do is we'll have a have like an RCS drone that will be responsible for like attaching um, the fuel tanks. So I think what we do is we dock it, we transfer as much fuel as we can from the thing, and then we sort of have like an assembly drone that will just like reassemble the fuel tanks. Cool. We're pointing where we want to point. 5-second burn. That'll do. Yeah, 0 degrees. We can unset this as target because we're not actually going here. We just wanted a reference for our cool. So Moho landed 2. We actually wonder if we can pick a vessel naming Moho landed 2, since the first one had a bit of an accident. Cool. So this is up and ready. Yeah, let's point at prograde again. Yeah, so we've got 2400 delta V and then 600. That's all chemical, and then after this point we become nuclear. And again, hopefully we hopefully we don't hit stage again. It's interesting that, like, I think this is a bit, I'm not sure if this is confused or if, like, because I mean, we wouldn't have this much delta V if we weren't getting the fuel from these, so. Yeah, I'm not sure what that's doing. Anyway, right, so we're done with this. Actually, what we can do is, rather than going back by the Space Center, we can just jump straight to the Icarus. Time warp this to 500 time, or at least time warp round to this lab being hopefully nearly full. So yeah, we can just do the meow, meow, meow. Let's see what the 495 again. transmit science. Because again, 3903 is like it might be enough to get back to Kerbin, or at least maybe capture at Kerbin, even if we can't fully like. Yeah, we can't fully circularize, but right. So let's see what more we can put in there. Nope. 735. That's too much. It's too much. It's too much. That's too much. That won't fit. Cool, so 735 out of 750, that'll do. And the next one, which again another 30 days or so. We switch to the Pioneer around Duna. These two scientists working fastidiously throughout. Just so much research to do around Duna. We also have the Eve mission. We also have an Eve thing as well, which I'm thinking we'll send a probe, because we have a lot of Kerbals out and about at the moment, so I feel like maybe Eve will send some kind of probe to go and like land on Eve, just to test if we can actually manage that. So these guys will hopefully not be full yet. Close this. We'll get rid of that. We time off a bit so that goes to 500. It's 500. Transmit. I need to look up what the length of a year is as well on Kerbin, because I want to figure out the process of yeah, 499 science. Again, review stored data. That's too much. That's too much. That's way too much. Just a bit too much. Too much. Too much. That'll fit. That'll fit. That's too much. 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 Cool. So this now has 734 data in it. So we will add that, and again this should be another like 30 days or so. Yeah, 29 days. Add that alarm. So we'll go back and launch something else. I'm thinking if we try and do design for like our hypothetical fuel transfer system, or like our fuel delivery. So yeah, let's go back to the Space Center. So we want to send because I mean there might be like a load of fuel left in the lander by the time it gets there, so we might not need this fuel. But having said that, if we send a bunch of extra fuel tanks, then we can like the idea is we send a bunch of extra fuel tanks, and we send and we also pack some struts in as well, so that so we can get an engineer out to go and strut them up after they've been like attached. Would be the idea. So I guess go straight to the VAB. Like so. yeah, so what we want to do is we want to start with one of these service bays. This is going to be our basis of our thing, which is going to be like the main ship, for which there will be a remote guidance unit. No idea what half of these are. Anyway, Anyway, one of these. We're going to Moho, so like electrical power shouldn't be too much of an issue. We can probably just grab like a single 4K battery bank there. So this is going to be our... Oh yeah, we can grab an RCS fuel tank as well. Is that it? Cool. Alright, so... This is going to be the fun bit. Electrical, we grab the big old solars, pop those on there, and then this is going to be the like part where we attach a bunch of these. So one of these onto here, and then like so. And I'm thinking if this is the yeah, I'm thinking of this. I don't want to make it too long. Is the thing. But then again, we can actually like, yeah, actually we can make it long and then build the thing around it. Yeah. So this would be the fuel tank. Actually, this I think this would be the yeah, it makes sense to dock everything to it at once and then move the others aside. So yeah, so this is the like the drone essentially. So we want big old RCS fuel tank. A structural tube, like so. And grab a one of these, one of these, and then we will actually we can do the vessel naming as well. So this is going to be the, well, let's cancel that for a second. Let's give this actual thing a name. So this is Icarus fuel delivery. So if we configure the vessel naming here, transfer stage, which will have a name priority of like 8. Accept that. This is the assembly drone. Fuel delivery. Assembly drone. 7. This one had naming priority 8, yeah. This will have another Climbotron Senior on top of it. This is also going to have the big boy RCS. So actually, if we can where are the command and control? Big boy RCS block. And I guess we place it around about here. That's probably about right. It's also going to need solars and some communication because it's going to need to be able to operate autonomously. So we will get some little solar panels. And then a reasonable communitron, I think. Probably this one, but not more than like about there. It's kind of big, maybe not quite that big. It only needs to, like, I think this one's probably going to be a bit more up our street. It only needs to communicate with a relay satellite, I think, so it should be fine. So yeah, that should be those. So that's basically our assembly drone. And then we want to add more Clampotrons. And then this is going to be our fuel tanks, basically. So we're going to want 3 of these, probably not like too huge. I'm thinking maybe these ones. You stick that on there. You make it this color. You set it to liquid fuel only. Then you disable it because you don't want to use the fuel. Disable crossfeed. Then we want we want to disable crossfeed from the bottom one. So you want 1, 2, 3 of these. And you also want a actually might make sense to stick that on the bottom. So we grab a actually we don't need we can do it in radial cargo storage. We don't need like big ass cargo storage for a few struts. Yeah, those are going to be 3 fuel tanks, which will hopefully be able to connect up. It might be a bit wobbly, but I don't think we can strut around them, can we? But anyway, we'll basically try and get this we'll try and get this whole thing to like the rendezvous with sort of like the structural thing intact. However, I might see what the well, we will add the trying to make it too long. Add this. We want this to be liquid fuel only because this is going to be delivered by nuclear engine. So we want a 25 engine plate. Quad attach nodes. 4 nerves, which we'll be using liquid fuel. Which is fine. What's our center of mass like at the moment? Because I'm thinking if we put another set of these just up here, so we have some slightly better control. I'm not sure if we can. Can you manipulate these in EVA? It doesn't say you can, so I assume you can't. That is a cargo part. Alright, so you can't manipulate these in EVA construction, so I don't want to necessarily take those with us. Alternatively, we can make nah, it should be fine. So, this thing is going to need a communication dish, and probably a pretty decent one. I'll also go for the communicator. We don't need 4 of them. We just need the one, which will go here. We want where's cargo? There we are, cargo. Again, we probably need one of these because we're only we're going to be taking what, 8, because we're going to want 4 connecting the middle one to each side. So I guess we just stick as many in these as we can. So I assume we'll be able to fit 8 struts in. Yeah, so you can stack them. You can change the color. Didn't know you could change the color of the struts. Okay, 6. Maybe not. Maybe not this then. Maybe a slightly larger one. What was the other one? We had this one, which was bigger. I think this had 180 versus 60. It's got double the volume, so you should be able to store more of these. Well, you should be able to store 12, which should be more than we need. Here we go. So yeah, we'll take a bunch of struts with us. Which will be fine. Clip that in slightly. And then we need to add a lot more delta V to this, so I'm thinking we add radial decouplers. Probably 4. I think 4. And then we add some more fuel tanks. Oof. Cool. We need to make these liquid fuel only. We need to just leave them as that. Let's see what the TWR is of this thing. We want the fuel duct. To pump this into here. Which obviously will only really work if that happens after that. So that's 5,000 delta V with 0.005. How is that 5,000 delta V? I mean, yeah, the TWR is absolutely abysmal, so we're going to have to do something about that. Engine plate. Go with double node for these. And let's have some more nuclear engines. So it's a bit better. 4,500. 0.25. I do want to extend this up somewhat though. So if we do the initial reduction here, make this just liquid fuel only. So 0.23. Again, liquid fuel. 0.20. Let's narrow it down even more. That was too many. And once, twice. 0.19. Actually, 0.18. It's not super great, but I'll take it. Oh, you also need to attach, yeah, because our communication dish currently is not really available. We also need to strut these things up as well. But yeah, if we can get this thing into actually, what we can do is, because this thing's pretty aerodynamic, like without, like if we give it an aerodynamic nose cone, we don't need to worry too much about all this stuff on the side here. But we do want to add some solars, and we want to add some command and control as well. So if we add, actually before we do that, let's add some battery banks, not those, control wheels to these, and then we want TD25 decoupler, like so, and no aerodynamics. We want this kind of nose cone for here, and then these kinds of nose cones for here. Alright, so that should be hopefully a fuel truck. So that should hopefully be, yeah, about 7,000 delta V. And that should be, like, without these even operational. Like, this should go. Yeah, so hopefully this should deliver these all full. Having said that, because at the moment, like, yeah, there's probably gonna be like an awful. So I kind of want to get there with as much of these. So kind of, if anything, I kind of want this one to be. I want to be able to dock this entire thing to the other ship, basically. Although I don't think that's probably not going to be a very good idea. Well, having said that, we can sort of like rig it so that when these detach, they fly away. Because then we can drain the fuel out of all these and then just jettison them. So I'm running over to Earth, grabbing these. Because again, because we're not going to put a yeah, we're not going to put a nose, like, we're not going to put a fairing around this, so we don't need to worry too much about like closing fairing, etc. So we can sort of strut these up so that these are structurally bound lower down like this. And that way, like in theory, we'd be able to. I want to make these slightly lower. So if I grab these and crank these just down a little, so that basically up here, this is fully clear of these. We then attach. I think we just go full on. Where's the mite? There's the mite. So if we like attach the mites here and then move them so that I'll try that will affect aerodynamics, but actually it might make more sense if these were actually like, these were the ones that pushed it away and then ones a little lower down pushed it back. So basically do this and then drop these down to like there. The idea being that, yeah, these yeah, so these will push them away, and then if we stick some, maybe like a shrimp or two. Does mean we have less delta V, but hopefully enough to actually get there. TWR is not too bad, but then we do need to be able to like dock this entire thing. So I'm thinking. Some of these at the bottom, some of these at the top. Some solars. a communication dish. I don't want to add it on there though. That works. We'll see some radiators, which I don't know if they'll actually like fit, but we will try. Maybe we don't need the big ones. Maybe we just need the small, the little ones. We seem to be fine without beforehand, and then okay, so 6,000. Delta V. Okay, so question is, can we get this thing into orbit? How much does this thing weigh? We might be able to like sneak it inside a giant fairing actually, because we can have the fairing close up over here, can't we? So if I get like a 5-meter payload fairing, pop it there. That's not quite. We need a structural piece. Having said that, I don't know if this is going to might be right. Let's grab a structural tube anyway, just to make it a bit more believable that the fairing would go around the yeah. So this is going to end up being a catamaran inside a catamaran. There we go. So we've got this thing, and we're going straight to the 5-meter pieces. So fuel tanks. How much does this thing weigh? It weighs a lot. Right, so 5-meter pieces, so straight to the S4. Oh boy. Okay, assume sea level. And get the biggest biggest engines we have, which are just straight for the main sails, aren't they? Might stick mammoths on the external fuel tanks, maybe. Bear mount. One 328, but not enough delta V. Oh, not enough thrust anyway. I'm picking a 4-wig. Oh yeah, we need to strut these things to the base. Otherwise, they might go flying off. Okay, so yeah, trying to get some big coupling going on. Some big old side boosters. So we want structural. We're gonna need at least one of these. Which I think, yeah, that should be fine. Do we go for the see what this is even like with. Actually, we can just. Fuel ducts. Okay. Now we want structs for now. Okay, let's keep an eye on this TWR because we don't want it. It's already 1.55, so we don't want it to get too low. We also want to get to a. So we start rapidly reducing these down. Probably one of these. 1.28. Nine. Where is it? Yeah. There we go. And then nose cones. Struts. .17 is not amazing. Probably want some nice SRBs as well, but 2687 is nearly to orbit, if you can believe it. I do love building the big rockets. These little Kerbals wandering around doing the fin. I do love this game. Right, so yes, let's save this for now. Because I mean, if we can get this 1300 of like chemical engines to orbit, so we can make this to 3400, then we have like most of our getting out of curve and sphere of influence in the bag. We do want some separation ability though. Again, because they're going to be probably separating these during the launch ascent, we only need like mites to push them away. Where are the mites gone? These are going along with those. And then yeah, I guess some big boy SRBs on the outside. How many parts are we up to? 256. It's not like super ridiculous. What are the biggest SRBs we've got? Thoroughbred, Clydesdale. Which needs some aerodynamics. What even is the center of drag. Well, we could definitely address that by putting some of these bad boys on. I think 1.1 million Kerbucks. Check our staging. So yeah, these go, these go, these go, these go, these go. All of these go. Then we have the jettison of the SRBs. Then we have the jettison of both ones. Then we have the fairing. Oh yeah, these aren't actually disable staging. We're not actually staging these, are we? Also makes staging a little bit easier. So this is this one, which really should be its own thing, I think. Okay. See what we can do with this then. There's no space for Kerbals on board. Action groups. So the default will be again, we're expecting to lose these on ascent. So our default action group will be the main one, which will be to toggle these ones and to toggle this. Wait. No, not stage, damn it. Custom 10. Be to toggle antenna, toggle solars. Then set 1 is going to be core transfer, which is going to be these ones, and this along with these radiators. These radiators are going to be part of this one. Then we have the assembly drone, which will be these ones. And this one. Okay, that's everything. Again, we don't have any crew. I guess we can try launching this thing. So we'll save it. See if we can't get this thing into orbit. I believe it's daylight, but I might be wrong. We're just 8:45 already, so might be going until about 9:15ish probably. Ooh, we've got 3,000 science. We're not going to bother spending that just yet. It is daylight, so we'll go to the launch pad. It's under K, wasn't it, actually? Okay, let's try this. Wait for it to load. I should double check the staging as well, so I want to make sure those mites and things are going at the right time. It's starting to get dark here. Just turn the lights on, and I'll close this as well before we do anything else. Yeah. Come on, it's only like 300 odd parts. Okay. There we are, right. We want to be at maximum throttle. We want to double check to make sure that, yeah, these are basically the last few things. This is the last stage, essentially. So, yeah, this thing should have enough to to lift itself up. So, hopefully, we'll see. So, grab bait. I have no idea what the a good ascent profile for this thing is going to be, so. What the? What the hell is that staging? I mean... What the hell staged there? It looks like we staged everything. I mean, this is definitely not getting to orbit, I can tell you that much. Is that supposed to happen? No, it's not. Like the yeah, pretty sure the I mean, we have to watch this thing crash now, but like, no, it's not. I like that was supposed to be the that was supposed to just be the whatchamajigger, the SRB's staging, not everything going. Yeah, I'm playing with no reverts, so this thing's heading for the ocean, I'm afraid. Yeah, I'm playing on hard mode, so oh wow, we lost an entire. Did we lose it? Yeah, we lost an entire side of the thing. This Houston, we have a problem. Yeah, so this is look at it. It's like fucking. It's like confetti. It's just. Yeah, look, it's science, not career. Yeah, I'm playing science mode, so this is part of the reason why. Because I don't want like I want to be able to make stupid mistakes like this and not have to spend like forever building up funds, to relaunch the $1 million dollar rocket or the 1 million Kerbal rocket. So we're gonna find out why that happened. I'm pretty sure the staging was right. So here comes the rest of the parts. Here they come. Whee! Oh man, that was a very expensive firework display, I have to say. Right, let's recover the vessel. Recover the vessel. Recover what vessel? So look, lift off. Crashed into fairing panel. The fuel tank crashed into the fairing panel. So everything, so stuff crashed into the fairings, which is why the fairing. Let's return to vehicle assembly and find out what the hell happened there, because I'm pretty sure that should have been fine. But for some reason, like it looked like the fairing deployed when it shouldn't have done. That should have just been the SRBs going, not anything else. Yeah, recover some bits of scrap metal. There's going to be a lot of scrap. There's going to be a lot of debris. I'll have to recover it all eventually. But I was going to double check the staging because I'm pretty sure I went through staging and it was fine. So, because it was definitely like stage, like the penultimate stage, which was like, yeah, it was the first stage obviously launching it, and then like that stage should have just been the SRBs detaching and then a bunch of Separatrons going. But for some reason something collided with the fairing, so the fairing. But I have a feeling the fairing deployed. Let's have a look. So like, this stage was fine, everything went fine. Then this one, yeah, SRBs, and these Separatrons. So unless I double tapped space, well, that should have been fine. I'm not sure what went wrong there. Maybe some extra struts there. We have to change the design at least slightly to maybe a little bit structurally weak here, maybe. No, we don't have a... Separate the Separatrons a bit, maybe? I mean, they're normally okay when they're like this, but I can drag them a bit down. It's just like making sure we have enough of them to push the SRBs away. Cause maybe like it went a bit wrong here and like crashed into the thing, and then the fairing was deployed. But yeah, I'm not exactly sure what went wrong there, because I mean, like, so yeah, that's so stage 5 is that. Even stage 4 should have like separated everything out. The fairing isn't up until stage 3. Well, we'll try this. We'll try it again. I mean, worst case scenario, it just happens again. So let's try launching that. Again, wait 5 minutes for the thing to load. Hello there, Ivolol? Okay. I do find I'm hoping that I'm pronouncing it right. Reading Twitch usernames is always fun. I apologise if I'm mispronouncing it. But yes, hello there. How are you doing? Hope you're enjoying the absolute calamity that is this stream. Right, so try this again. Like, so the rocket's technically different. So, in theory, it should do something else. Definitely wasn't a staging problem. I think it might have just been I don't know if it's Kraken or what, or I plan to go to Stellar in the save. I don't think I've added any. I've added the Interstellar like text up. I don't think I'm not aware that Interstellar it's Interstellar extended. I think I don't know. I don't know if that adds anything other than the Trajectory stuff. I've added the Outer Planets mod. But I haven't added any other star systems in this one yet. I might do at some point if I get towards if I get towards landing on all of the like planets and stuff. Then I might consider like adding more stuff to do. But at the moment, I feel like I've got enough installed. Like, you know, assuming I don't melt my computer in the process. So we separated Separatrons. We added a few more struts just in case it was like just some weakness around the decouplers, which could have been a thing. I mean, I think that the ascent profile was okay up until that point. I mean, we were pushing our apoapsis further up. We weren't unstable. It was just a case of that separation was a bit of an issue. Right. The question is, do you think it's going to do the same thing again, or are we going to right, turn off landing? I mean, yeah, turn off landing guidance. I'm assuming that like MechJeb wasn't like, no, you want to land. That full power. Let's try that again. Can check staging. So all of these same time. Then these and these. Then those and those. Then the fairing. Then that. Then all those, and then okay. Right, let's try this again. It shouldn't be. Like I don't think MechJeb shouldn't be active. Okay, we're getting up to the point where it all went wrong last time, so maybe if I just had the rockets going full pelt when we're when we did separation. See if it happens again. Okay, right. So that's what should have happened. Right, now let's try adjusting our oh yeah, we can. Oh yeah, with our perhaps this is way higher out than we actually wanted it. Yeah, because our ascent profile is still quite steep, so. Oh yeah, the maneuver, but yeah. Oh yeah, because I guess you guys, you're like, it's not as I can see this clearly because I've got like the big screen, but I guess it's not as obvious. Yeah, it can be a bit difficult to read the Kerbal engineer Redux numbers. Right, it's about to cross the Kármán line. So let's push this as far out as we can. Until we get where we want to go. 100, right. Maneuver planner. We want to map plane target. We want to circularize. Next apoapsis. Create node. 57 seconds. Cool. I don't want either of these on. This is going to take, yeah, a fair bit of the other stage, which is all right. You should hopefully have a fair bit of delta V in this thing. Hopefully we can get at least the fuel tanks where they need to go. Four, 3, 2, 1, and so get a quick screen eat. Oh, that's pretty perfectly equatorial at the moment. We should have a good 800 delta V in this stage, should be fine. Okay, 100, 101, that'll do. Let's try staging the fairing, so that we can then, hopefully if we're in the default action group, then this should extend the solars on this thing. And then we've got 872 meters per second of delta V in this stage left for getting ourselves at least on an escape trajectory, on towards an escape trajectory from Kerbal. And then hopefully this will be sufficient stuff to at least get some fuel there. But yeah, we've let's grab a screenie of this as well. Cool, right, so yeah, this is hopefully now in a pretty decently equatorial orbit, I think, as well, actually. Like, that's not super far off. I'm happy with that. So we have one more thing to launch, which is the next attempt at a Moho scanner sat, which we'll do at some point. But we will, before that, because we still have these two labs are going to be generating more science before we get to the like anywhere near the transfer window. So I'm going to jump to these and do another science transmission. Yeah, on 720p impossible to read. Yeah, that's probably. I do the I go through the YouTube videos to like add the things. And yeah, like on the YouTube, it's difficult. Yeah, it's difficult to read them. I might consider making if I can make them bigger, because I mean they're quite small on my screen. They could probably afford them to be a bit larger. I might try to do that actually. I mean, yeah, 37 parts in, I'm like 70 odd hours in. Maybe it's not too late. Oh god, that never I never get used to that. Cool, let's look. So, 29 days away from that. Maybe I could do that. Is there a thing in the Kerbal settings? Don't know if that's something I need. No, that's individual sections. I don't know if there's a way of changing the size of them. I'll look into it. But yeah, so we're still in high orbit over Moho is. Where's Moho? Yeah, so the Moho transfer window is coming up. So basically, I'm getting things like into orbit and ready to go. And so like pacing them out. In theory, this should interrupt the warp to yeah. This is what's going off, so it's gonna kill the warp just as we get to the thing, hopefully. There we go. Delete on close. Again, these science lab alarms aren't perfect, so there's going to be like 499 science. Cool. We can transmit that. Yeah, so we sent these guys at a Moho transfer window, and like mostly it was fine. Accidentally staged most of the fuel for the Moho lander, which I'm hoping I'm not going to do again with the second one that we're sending. Because we're sending the backup lander because yeah, there was a bit of a problem when I accidentally hit spacebar instead of the action group to cool. Well, that's that. Again, I don't think we have anything more to put into this one, so I know we do have some review stored data. Again, those are really big. Too much. That'll fit. Then that'll fit. That crew report I don't think is particularly useful. That won't fit now. That won't fit. That won't fit. That won't fit. So nothing above 240 will. So again, we're back up to about what? 724. So if we add, oh, actually that was already turned on. So if we add the next one, then that should be another about 30 days away. And we switch to this one, which is now an hour away. But yeah, I do have the controls quite small because I think I'm playing on my 4K screen. I'm not sure if it's in 4K, but I like having the controls like this size. But yeah, obviously when it gets rendered down to 720p, it's a lot more difficult it's almost impossible to read, as you say. Cool. So this one should be nearly done. Yeah, 497. So if we close that one and then just hit the time warp to fill that up. Cool. Cool. Right, let's do this again. We've still got 23 data in this thing. That's too much. That's too much. Just a little bit too much. So anything above 600, anything below 600 is too big. 315 should fit. 210 should fit. 95 won't. Cool. So let's back up to what, like 739, and then we add this thing again. It's basically just going around these things. So again, every 30 days, these labs are producing about 500 science, which means we're building it up quite nicely. But yeah, these guys will eventually come back from Juno. Again, our Juno to Kerbal transfer window is well, we're going to be doing this transfer before we do before the Dres stuff actually arrives, which is kind of to be expected. That Moho ScanSat doesn't have enough delta V to actually get into orbit around Moho, so that's pretty much lost. So Moho ScanSat 2 will hopefully be the one to achieve that goal. But yeah, so we can switch to the Intrepid, which is currently in interstellar space. Not interstellar, we're into planetary space. It's not interstellar space. We're not quite that. We haven't got quite got there yet. waiting for the nuclear engine startup sounds. Right, so you will not be quite there yet, but we can just start time warping until you are full. Cool. Transmit this. These guys are looking rather a little bit bored. Not gonna lie. I mean, they are just like sitting there. These guys are doing research, so I guess these guys are keeping busy. But yeah, Tando and Elon are just chilling, and also Daphne has also got like I assume they have like jobs to do. I mean, like it's planetary travel is very very difficult and complicated, so I imagine they have to like make sure the ship's running fine all the time. So I imagine it's very very busy, but look like they're just chilling, probably on break. Cool, so that's that. Again, I don't think there's that much data in here. There isn't any data to actually add into this because they're still on their way out. So we've only managed to gather a bit of stuff around Kerbal and a bit of stuff around the sun to put into this thing. So this this lab will be producing more slowly, like 3 times as slowly because there's only like 150 data. But again, they'll still hopefully be able to produce another before they even actually arrive. Another 500 science. But yeah, so that's that. So that's stuff again. We've got 20 going another 30 days. So I'm going to see about launching the Moho ScannerSat Mark II. In the hope that we're then ready to... We can then try launching those stuff next time, which will hopefully be Thursday. Switch back to the Space Center. We can do Trajectories and get rid of all that debris that rained down as well. There's be a lot of debris actually. I think there's a fair bit of debris accumulated around like solar orbit, etc. because of the various stuff we've sent to Moho, so it's probably about time we did some tidy up. Yeah, I'll let's see what the damage is. Might do this tidy up and then call it a night and then do the do the Moho ScannerSat Mark II launch next time and then hopefully get everything on the way to Moho at least. Then while it's on its way, we can get the. Right, so let's turn off everything apart from debris. Let's turn off deployed science as well. So let's have a look. Should be I'd be surprised if there's a lot of debris that actually did manage, because I think a lot of the debris will have just been destroyed on impact. I don't think anything will have actually survived. But we do have a lot of debris. There's a couple that landed at the MUN. This is orbiting curve, we can get rid of this. It's in a very high orbit over Kerbal. No, that's orbiting the sun, sorry. Yeah, on escape trajectory out of the sun. I don't think that's quite right. I don't think it's going anywhere. fine at the moment. Orbiting Kerbal. That's orbiting Kerbal. That's orbiting this. So yeah, I think that's just the. I think that's the fuel tank we dropped. So we can terminate that. More Icarus debris. That's orbiting the sun. This is obviously the thing that's the benefit of having things crash into planets. You don't have to go around or do all this. Come on. There we go. So much of this stuff accumulated. Yeah, they got it all. I'm leaving the ones landed at the barn because those are kind of like. Right, I should have all the debris gone, so turn that off, and then probes, rovers, landers, ships, stations, bases. Leave the relays for now. But yeah, that's what we currently have going on. So yeah, I think that's probably a good 25 past 9. I think it's probably a good time to leave it. It's about 2 hours and 15 minutes of the stream, about 2 hours and 10 minutes without the like introductory bit. Yeah, at some point we're going to have to try and get all these, but I think we're going to need some more, some better tech than we currently have. But yeah, so we'll head back to the Kerbal Space Center, and we shall wrap everything up. See if anyone's playing, anyone else is streaming Kerbal Space Program can do a raid. I think Commander Aconite is playing Darkest Dungeon now, which is a shame because I was enjoying their Kerbal content. But there you go. They are variety streamers. Save game. Quit to main menu. I hope you've been enjoying the watching the stream. Lol. Yeah, so next time should be Thursday. From 6, I believe the timing is, which we'll continue with this stuff. Hopefully, get things on the way to Moho, see if we can handle the arrival at Dres. Yeah, and even try and start like looking to landing. Cool. Back we go. So yeah, we will switch to this screen here. It gives me the yep. Wait for the game to finish quitting. It's taking its time. Sometimes it does take a few minutes to like realize I wanted to leave. I want to just leave the game. So come on. I can probably do stuff while it's getting its act together anyway. See if there's any decent looking Kerbal streams going. I assume this is a darkest dungeon. So aside from myself, Kerbal Interstellar Part 2, 72. We've got like fewer viewers. Pick someone random. Yeah, this one. This is like a mental health one. I'm not sure. Pick one random. I'm gonna go with Studfish. Why not? Oh, it's not. Wow. They're apparently playing Kerbal with 5 viewers. The channel is intended for mature audiences. I'm not pretending to be for kids, so it's up to you. Cheerio.